Great, great. Okay, we started looking at pandas in our last session, and
Okay.
we said pandas is compatible with two data types, data frames and series, right? So we started looking at data frames. We started looking at data frames. We saw so when we started looking at data frames, we started by seeing how we can connect to different data files. Like we started by connecting to a CSV file, and I said the CSV file was a comma separated file. And then we see how we know about the index now. We know about the column names. We know about how to print the names of your columns. We know how to print your values. You know how to check the shape of your data. And then we also did saw how to connect to an Excel file, right? Then we looked at a few things here, maybe how to change the names, how to, you know, uh, um, how to remove headers, how to, you know, uh, subset particular columns, and then, rename columns, drop some columns. Oh no, we did not rename columns, we drop columns, and then, so we saw how to also, set your index to a specific column, right? So today we will continue to see how to connect to a data frame, and then we'll see how to connect to different other files. So today you see, like we ended with connecting to an Excel file. So let's see a TSV file. TSV stands for tab separated file values, tab separated values. Let me show you an example. Before we continue, is there anyone here who has not been able to have access to that to that this thing that we to the data set that we 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 all had to download? If for some reason you have not been able to have to download that data file, can you please about tab is this tab key on your keyboard. If you look at extreme left, if you are using a Windows computer, extreme left, there's a key there called tab. So that's what TSV stands for. So you can also receive your data in the form of CSV, which is tab separated value. So how do you read such a file into your Python environment? So let's see. So we're gonna do I'll just go back to my normal df equals to pd dot read underscore tables. So it's going to be read underscore table, and then as usual, I want to read this file. So I'm going to copy it as path, and then I'm going to put my raw string here, and then I paste it, and then I return df here. And you see this is the data, you see. So by default, it uses this first row as our column names, and then aligns all the other ones under, right? You see, once it was important to use this one uh, as the index, right? Did you notice that these two were used as index? This suit and var, they were all used as index, and then and then you just use that as index, and then you have all the tests and all of things. Please, when you look at my names, let them not be funny. Remember, I studied these things in India, so that's why you are seeing funny names here. So Kumar and all of that. These are the kind of names we use there. When I was creating these files, those were the kind of names that would be coming to my brain. Okay, So this, so that's just basically how you read a CSV file, but a few other things. You can also read an Excel, mm, maybe a CSV file using this same method, this same function, but then you have to put specify a separator, right? Let me show you. So let's read another Excel file. Can we read this one? Let's read ex1.csv, right? ex1.csv was, yes, let's read this one. But this time around, we are going to read it, not using df.read or pd.read underscore csv, but we'll use pd.read underscore table. So we're going to do df is equals to pd.read underscore table. So that's the function I'm going to use, not CSV, but remember it's a CSV pass. So I'm going to pass my normal string here and paste this. But then there's something I'm going to do here. If I do shift tab here, you see there's a function here called separator, this one. So it takes a string, right? It has no default value. So if if I want to, but if I do sep is equals to comma, because I told you a CSV file is a comma separated file. So if I do this and I return ZF, we'll get that file, right? This is that file. So we have used a different function. You know, we used to read a CSV file using read underscore CSV, but this time around I've used read underscore table, but I've added a parameter inside here called the separator, which is a comma. In this case, the separator was tab, but you don't have to do that because by default, it was just going to read directly. So this is just one thing I wanted to show you. Sorry, I might not be shouting today. I have headache. It's messing with me. Let's do some data cleaning, of course. I know I kept some examples. How many persons are connected to their computers? Please react on the chat. Let me know those that are connected to their computers. Like you can follow on your computer, please. Let's have some practicals. How many persons are connected on their computers? Please, when we ask a question and it needs a reaction, please react promptly. You don't have to wait. I asked because I want to know so that I can be able to know how many persons I can follow up. Yeah, best man is connected. Is that the only person who can follow up? Okay, Madam Pearl is connected, and then Madam Aqua Constance is connected. Please, if you are connected to your computer, you can follow along. Let me know. Let me know so that I'll know how many persons I can pull along at the same time. It's important for me. Okay, just 3 persons are connected. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, Madam Vandolin too is connected. Do we all have access to the data set? All these persons, if any of you don't have access to the data set, can I hear you? Madam Foba, you don't have access to the data set? Okay, Dr. Kifatu is connected. Okay, you do, okay. Okay, great. We all have access to the data. So let's do something. So you are going to read this file. Look at the data set and read this ex4 file. So I'm going to call mine ZF as well. I think I have access to the data set. Great. So let's read this ex4 file. Look in that data set, you see this file called ex4 under examples. You see ex4 file. So df equals to pd.read underscore the source is CSV. Let me just use CSV as my function, and then I use my raw string. I'm going to look for that file. Please let me know if you are having some. So this is the file. I don't know what is there. It's been a while I created all these files. So I'm going to read this file directly, and then I'm going to return TF. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, have you already? Somebody's trying to say something. Have you all read this? I'm getting a reaction from somebody whom I don't know. If you have any challenges reading this far, please let me know. So what we want to do is we want to be able to clean this data and make it look somehow let it look clean, and then so that we can have some clean data. Like for example, if I look at this is shitty stuff. I don't know what this is, but I see I can use this as my column names. So this is possible. And then I look at all these rows. All these rows have none, 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 none. So I don't want them. It makes my data look shitty, right? So for some reason, maybe one cleaning we can do on this data set is possibly we have to whip out this guy and then whip out this row like this. That is just looking so funny like this. Are we all there? Madam Constance, please let me be using you as my talking person. Since nobody wants to be replying to me as I'm asking questions, so let's talk. Is that okay by you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let's clean. Okay, let's clean this data. And good thing you are using your computer. Have you successfully imported the file? This EX file?
I'm still on it.
Do you have a challenge?
It's giving me an error message.
What does the error say? Go down to the message directly.
Name error.
Name error.
Yes. Name
How did you copy the file?
PD is not defined.
You did not do this now, madam. Did you import pandas as PD?
I did it last class.
No, you have to rerun it again. You have either you go back and run that particular cell, or you do restart kernel and run all. Or you just run that particular cell. You can just go and execute only that particular cell where you did it. Anytime you come to class, you have to restart your kernel, please.
Okay.
Is that okay now?
Yes,
just rerun that particular cell.
It's
It
okay
works
now. Yes.
Okay. So you have this kind of data now.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to copy this function right over here. So you copy that line of code, paste it on the next cell. So while we are inside here, right, we do shift tab and we look at some functions. Is that okay?
Yes.
So we are going to use this function. You see the function?
Skip
rows.
Skip rows.
Yes, skip rows. So we're going to use this function as we are importing. Remember, all of these things we are doing are the kind of some cleanings that you can do when you are importing your data. You understand? That doesn't mean you cannot do the cleaning once you've imported your data, but these are some things that if you notice them on your data, you can quickly fix them when you are importing the data. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so we are going to use this function called skip rows. And you see the input of the function, right? It says it takes a list of integers. Yeah. So it takes a list of integers. It's always good to look at this thing. And it can also take an integer, so you can even pass it one row, And then
a boolean. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen a boolean.
Yeah, it takes a boolean and then callable, hashable. Like hashable means it's kind of like how do you call it? Something that can be hashed. It's like a list. Yeah. So let's see. Let's try this out and then we see whether we expect some good results. Okay. So this is the function we are using. So I can just copy it. So you do same shift tab, copy the function, right? the function skip rows. So we're gonna put comma and then we place that function and then we equate it. And then we run our equation sign, right? And then it takes a list of integers. So now, something that I have. Madam Foba, there's some noise on your background. Please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. So now, when you're using this function called skip rows, right? Your heading becomes your index 0. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Your heading becomes your index 0. And then, if your heading becomes your index 0, then that means this will be what? 0, 1. Sorry, my writing is very bad. This will be 0, 1 here, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right?
Yes.
So if we are saying skip rows and we are taking a list, that means we have to pass the index of the rows that we want to skip. So we want to skip this one, and skip this one.
We are skipping 0, 2, and 3.
Yes. So can we try that out and see the output? I don't know if it will work, but I'm just trying. Is that okay?
Yes.
So we are assigning that result to the F. So now, does it look clean now?
Yes, it is.
So can you do the same?
Okay. I've succeeded.
So it's clean too. Yours is clean too? Yes. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's see which exercise data 11. Let me see. This file called data 11. Let me check it out. Data 11. Where is it? Data 11. Okay, this file. Okay, let's read in this file. Let me see what is there. I don't know why I added it to the list of exercise, but let's read it in. So you read in this file, okay?
Yes.
Data 11 file. So what I'm going to do is I'll just come here and instead of doing all of this, they're all located in the same place. I'm just going to pick this function, paste it down here, take out skip rows, right? And then I change the name of my file to data 11. So let's read the file in. Oh, yeah. It has, okay, it has been read in, right? And now,
yeah, I have it in. Hello.
you have to, nobody has to tell you what to do, okay? When you're looking at your data, you should now be able to know what you can do. Because when I look at this data, I look at this, the first column, it doesn't make sense to me, right? But then when I look at the first row, it says row number, names, and course. So it makes more sense to me that this can be my column names. And then I look at this row, it's all none. So I don't know why I should keep it. Why should I keep a row that all has empty data? So it's better I kill it. So, right? So let's see whether skip rows will still work in this case. So we are going to just copy this and then paste it here. And then I'm going to say skip rows. And since it takes a list, I'm going to pass 0 because that will be my first column. And then this one is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's 6. Let me see, just to be sure. And if I run this, oh yes, it gives me a clean data set, right?
Yes.
I have row number, names, course, right? So the same option works. So it's the idea here, the main take home message here is that you have to be able to look at your data and know what needs fixing and what does not need, right? Because when I just look at this thing like this, just looking at this data, I just know that this thing does not make sense to me. It's either it does not make sense and I have to rename them if I know what to put there, But if I look at the next possible row, this might just be an importing error, right? So if I look at the next possible row, I see that this row was supposed to be my column names. It makes sense to be my column names. And so I can just keep this useless one on top, and then I just come straight to this one that I think makes sense. And then I look at this one again, this row number 5, it doesn't make any sense because everything there is nothing, meaning that the whole of that row was empty. So I don't want it. I can skip it and I get a cleaner set of data. At least this one makes more sense to me. I can start playing around with it. Okay. Oh, have you had the same result?
Yes, the same result.
Oh, great. So are there, you have any questions, any doubts? Let me see. Let me look at my examples.
Please, sir, I've not been able to import my data.
What can you just go straight to your error message, please? Your error message, just read your error message. Your error message should be the last message down. The last line of the error, the last line. You see the error name and then the description of the error. Who am I talking to? Was that Madame Vandolin?
Yes,
Can you please read out your error message?
I don't have any error messages. I was not able to do it because my file extension, it does not end with the name of the file. It just ends with example.
Were you in class yesterday?
No, I wasn't.
Did you watch the video of the class yesterday?
Yes, I watched, but I did not finish because my internet connection still went off.
There was a place I was actually showing you guys how to enable the file extension in the folder. So when you want to enable your file extension, let me just show that once again. I don't know, you're running on what Windows? Is it Windows 10 or 11?
10.
Okay, on Windows 10 there will be a tab here called View. If you click on that View tab, somewhere up here you will see a small box like this, and then it says File Extension. Or something. I don't know if it's file extension or it's extension. Just make sure you tick that box like this, and then you'll see all of these things. Have you seen it? Go to the folder where you have these files. Go to the folder where you have the files, right? Now I'm just going to the folder where you have the files. Like this is my folder where I have my files. I know there will be a tab there called View. It might not be the same. Mine is Windows 11, so don't focus on mine. I'm using Windows 11, so yours is different. You're running on Windows 10, so your settings, your interface will be different. So you have to follow your own interface. If you can share your screen, it will make life easy for both of us. Can you? Can you share your screen?
Yes.
Please share your screen. It makes life easy for all of us. Anyone, if you are using a Windows 10, or you please just follow along so that you can fix your own if you need it. I mean, I need it because I want to know the kind of file I'm trying to import. That one, it will guide me as to which function I'm using, I'm seeing your view tab up there, madam. Top left. Top left. Top left. Right up, left. Yes, come to the right a bit. Look, you see view. Keep coming to your right a bit. You see view. You're covering it. I can see view, yeah. Click on that view tab. Click on it. Click. Yes. I can see file name extension right almost at the end. Down here. Yeah. Tick that box. Click inside that box. Yes. Now your files now have their extension showing. So now when you want to import a file, you're going to know which kind of file you are importing, right? So that shows that that file is a CSV file. I'm not sure copy as path works for you. Can you try it? Right click on that file name and let's see whether copy as path works for you. Right click. No, 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 no. Go back. No, no, madam. Close. Select the file. Click on the file again. Click. Right click on it. I didn't say open. Yeah, right click on it. Right click. Why is it opening like that? It's shitty. Okay, it's fine. Come
But
up
there's
and
no copy file path for Windows 10.
Yeah, click on come and click on your address bar over here. You can just click once and then copy the path from there. Your address bar, yes, click there, just click once. Yes, take Control C to copy that thing that has been highlighted in blue. That's your file path. Control C will just copy it. Just take Control, hold Control and C on your keyboard.
Yes, I've
Control
copied.
and C. Yes, go to your Jupyter notebook. So that is it on your Jupyter notebook. Madam, you did not put it. Can you cancel what you have there? Okay. 0 equals to pd.read underscore CSV. Open your brackets. Open and close at the same time. Close it. Yes, go back into the bracket. Type arrow for your raw string. Yes, open quotes and close. Open quotes and close. Type your quotes, both open and close. Quote, that is a column. Quotes. No, that's a semicolon.
It's my quotes.
Yeah. Now go back inside the quotes and paste whatever you copied. Madam, try to use your keyboard, okay? Stop doing that click and paste kind of thing that you're just try to always use these control keys. It makes life easy for you. You have to learn how to use that control key, okay? Okay, now hit enter at the end of, after the closing bracket. Yes, hit enter, return ZF, call ZF. Yeah, run it. Madam, shift, enter. Click on that cell above. Click on that cell, yes.
That's pandas.
Yes, that's what I want her to do.
Think-
Hit escape A. Escape key once and then hit the letter A. Escape key once and then the letter A.
I didn't get that.
Key. Madam, hit the escape key. Your escape key is the top key on the left of your keyboard, top left. Just hit it once and hit A. It will create another cell above. Or I don't know whether you can. Or you use this small. Yeah. Now type import pandas as PD on that cell, the new cell that you just created. Import, not input. ORT, yes. Import, IM, not import. IM, yes. Pandas as PD, okay, execute that cell. Madam, shift. Try to use your keyboard, please. It's control, shift, enter. Try to use your keyboard. Can you do shift, enter on this current cell that you are on now again? Scroll down, let me see your error. Yeah, because your file, the name of your file is not there. Can you go and put the /1 there and put data11.csv / after examples, yeah. Put /1 I don't know if it's a /, then data11.csv. Data11.csv. 11.csv. I'm sure that's the file you were importing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, execute it again. Shift, enter again. Okay, can I see the current message that you have? Scroll down. Scroll down. Go down. Error 2, no such file or directory, blah, 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 blah. Can you go back to your, oh, why is it saying no such file? Is that directory correct? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you just copy that thing and paste it, right?
Yes.
It should, wait, let me look at it first. Let me see. Click on it back again. Let me just look at it, the file part. Click on it once. No, address bar. Click on the address bar once again. Okay, let me see. See user, blah, 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 download, data set, blah, blah, blah. Oh, are you sure it's not, you did not unzip the file? Go back. Go back to your downloads. Downloads. Go into your download. I can see it down here. Yes. Click there.
I unzip it.
Okay. Can you open this file? Open the one that's unzipped. That one, yes. Open dataset. Open examples. Okay. Can you copy this file again as copy that? Can you copy the address bar again? Go back to the address bar and click and copy again. Click, copy. I'm definitely sure you opened the unzipped one. That's why it was giving you the error. Can you go back? Go up. Yep. Highlight before data, highlight before data, highlight all of that right up to C and then paste. Take Control V to paste. Before data 11, yeah, highlight all of that. No, before. That means you have to highlight everything behind, but for data 11. Yes, and yeah, highlight all of that, but don't highlight data 11, please. Yeah. Okay, great. Control V to paste. Okay, now I don't see the zip thing there again. Can you do Shift Enter again on that cell? Let me see. Great. So the problem was that you were using the file that was not zipped. That was still zipped, sorry. That's the file you were reading from.
Okay. Thank you.
Somebody's trying to say something. Somebody tried to say something. Is there anyone with a question or you were having the same challenge? Okay, great. So, madam, you can now go ahead and use the functions that we have that we've been working with, right? You can do skip rows and skip 0 and 6, and you see that your data is clean. Is it clear now?
Partly.
Pardon?
Partly.
Do you still have another issue?
So do the cleaning. My network went off when you were doing that part.
Can you hit inside the cell? Let me do it once and for all for you before we go. Hit inside the cell where we have the code, where you've imported the code, or you can copy that code and take it to the next line. The line of code above and take it to the next line. Yes, all of it. All plus the return line. Take it to the next line. So inside that cell, right, you're going to do Shift Tab, and then you see all the different functions that you can use within that goal for this read underscore CSV. Click inside and then take Shift Tab. Inside, you have to click inside that open bracket and close. Do Shift Tab. Now you see there is a function there called skip rows. Can you see it?
Yes.
You can copy that. No. Just the function name. I'm not plus the. Those things are just telling you the kind of input that function takes. No, ma'am, just skip rows. Or if you know, you can go and type it. You can type it. I hate typing, so I copy.
Sorry.
Just skip rows. Just that word, skip rows. That's the name of the function. Yes, the name of the parameter. Yes, copy that.
Yeah, I've copied.
Yeah, come back to your function. Come back to your input cell. You can close it. I think there is a possibility to close. Try to scroll up a bit. You see an X and you hit it. Okay. Now come back inside there. At the end, after your CSV comma, then you put a comma. use your, no, inside the function, ma'am, inside the function. So we'll remove that comma there, else it will give you an error. Inside, but not inside the inverted commas. You don't need to put it inside the inverted commas. Yes, comma, paste the skip rows that you copied, or you can type it out, equal to. You can do shift tab again. Let me show you something. Shift tab again. Let me show you something. You see that where's the skip row function? You see it says skip rows can take. Can you scroll down a bit from that small scroll bar up? There's a small scroll bar up here. There's a small scroll bar, that small black square. You can use it and drag down small. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Where is the skip row thing? Oh, Shima. So it says it can take either an integer or it can take a list, right? So we have to pass a list of the rows that we want. I'm not seeing that there, so just close it. You open it and it will show you something else. It's okay. Or we can just go back. So come down and pass a list. And then look at the rows that we want to skip. So you have to pass a list to the value of that parameter. So the argument there is going to be a list. And so it's going to contain the indices of the rows that you want to skip. For example, when you are using the skip row function, the skip row parameter, the header becomes your index 0 and everything adds up from there. And in this case, when we were cleaning this data, we wanted to take out the header because it doesn't make sense. Because if I look at the one that has actually been labeled as index 0, there it has row names and then cost. That makes more sense to me that it could be my column names, right? But the initial column names don't make sense. So when you're using skip rows, the column names are automatically index 0. But it is index 0. So you start counting from there. And so if I take index 0, then if I look at this other column that says row 5, that has none, that too is shady. I don't know why it's there. So I have to also clean it, assuming that was my data. So I don't want those rows there. So I have to remove them. So now to be able to solve that problem, right, we have to come and pass these individual rows that we don't want in our data set as a list. So you go back to where you have equal to, and then you pass a list there. And then in that list, we are going to be passing 0. And if you count from 0, if you count the first row as 0, then this none row is going to be number 6, right? Because the column header is going to be 0. And then the one that is 0 now is going to be 1. 2, 3, 4, right down to the one that is 5 now becomes 6. And then you pass that in your skip rows.
Okay.
Those ones will be automatically skipped. So can you do that and then execute the code? Let's see. After your equality sign, not equality sign, your equation sign, because let me not make an. After your assignment operator, ma'am, can you pass a list? You know what a list is, right? A list is a square bracket. And then you pass the elements of the list are going to be the indexes of the rows that you want to skip. Did I lose you? Can you hear me? Madam, can you hear me? Oh yeah. Can some other person hear me? Maybe I'm on, maybe my network keeps me something.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Maybe Madam Vandalin, her network too is gone. Madam, are you there? Oh shit, yeah. Okay. Let's continue. My network kicked her out. So where were we?
So, Prof, I'm on that.
Yes, Mr. Tony?
Yeah, I'm on the skip.
I didn't hear you. Mr. Tony, are you there?
Yes, I said I'm on the skip row. So
okay, you're on this
yes,
skip row.
Yes, yes. I'm using the first data set, the EX4.
Okay, and this one.
Yes.
Yeah, so we skip 2 rows, 3 rows here, right? because when you imported that data, I told you with skip rows, this column name becomes index 0 by default. And then all of that follows.
Okay.
Makes sense? So we were skipping this index, which is 0, right? We were skipping index 0. And index 0 is this one. Then we're skipping this one. This one becomes our index 2. This one becomes our index 3. I'm talking about the whole row. When I'm circling, doesn't mean I'm talking about one, right?
Okay, Charles, works for me. Thank you.
It's okay now, right?
Yeah.
Let's continue. So the next thing we're going to look at is, so we've cleaned some data. Okay, let's grab some data from a web page. Let's grab some data from a web page. This is called web scraping. Let me let me pick this. Let's sort of see what we have on this web page before we go and grab the data. We cannot be grabbing data for something that we don't know, right? So let me share this in the. I'm sharing this web page in the chat, okay? So you can pick it. Please pick it and share in the class WhatsApp group for those that will be practicing later on. Best man, please. But for those of us who are practicing now, let's see what we have on that web page. So this is going to be, how many people here like football? How many people like football? None of you like football? Oh God. So this is the current Premier League ranking for 2020-2025, right? See Man City at the top, Liverpool, Arsenal. So this is data. You know, this is a data frame, right? This is data. So here you have the club names, you know, there are different rankings and things like that. So we can actually pick. So let's see how we can come and scrape this data from this website and then into our Python, and we see how to manipulate it, right? If you're having challenges, please let me know. If you have been able to access the website, then you can see it. You can see what I'm talking about. So let's see how we can do that. So the first thing is we're going to do is I'm going to say df is equals to, so my own function this time around is pd.read underscore HTML. Don't ask me what is HTML. So you pass your URL. Oh, somebody is having noise on his or her background. Who is that? So you're going to pass your URL as a string, right? And then you return df here. Let me see. Yep, I got it. Madam Constance, please tell me you got it.
Yes, sir. I didn't. So I was off network. I'm just signing in again.
Yeah, we are doing web scraping. We are scraping data from a website.
Okay.
I know you after scraping this data, you like football too. So we want to come to this Premier League website and scrape this and take this data that has to do with football, the different clubs. I don't know what LGPW, LD, I don't know what all of this stands for, but this is data that has to do with football.
Okay.
So we want to come here, and I share the URL in the chat. Check the chat. You see the URL there, like the link to this this website. The URL is in the chat. Pick it there.
It's empty.
It's in the WhatsApp chat, not WhatsApp chat. In the
Zoom chat.
The Zoom chat. Yes, it's there. I'll just paste in now. Until best man is replying that send.
It's because I just signed in again. I was off completely. My network went off. Okay, I'm sure that's the reason why I can't see any chat.
No, I don't know that is possible, but I sent again. If you still
Yes, I've
cannot
seen
see
it
them,
now. No, I've seen it now.
I was thinking that they becoming a village issue.
No, my village people cannot follow me like this.
So pick it, and then when you pick the URL, and then this is what we are going to do. So we're going to import that data here directly. Please, can you quickly do that?
Yes.
So the function you are using is read_HTML. You know, we have been using read CSV, read tables, read Excel. But this time around, we are using another function called read HTML. So we are pulling that data from the website, right? Do web scraping. Please tell me you are done.
Please, Prof, wait.
Still there. Oh.
What is wrong? You just have to copy something and paste now, ma'am. Mr. Tony, you are practicing too. Best man, have
Yes,
you pulled
I
up?
am. Yes, I am.
Best man, have you been able to grab the data? Best man. Is best man not on the call? Best man, you have entered Sisongo.
Doc, Prof, you have no idea what you are battling here, but it's well.
What are you people battling with now? I've sent you people the URL. I'm showing you the code on my screen. You just have to type the same thing I have and run it. Dr. Kifa, I saw you were also on your computer.
Your own screen is blank.
My laptop
so
is not
cannot even
connected to the net.
Pardon, you said something, Dr. Kifa?
Yeah, my laptop is not connected to the internet. That's the problem.
Oh man, you're in deep shit, man.
I'm
Sorry,
telling
okay.
you.
Okay, I'm there.
Oh, somebody is having fun with me now.
Finally.
Okay. Okay, let's see something. So one thing when you import data, you need to know the kind of object that it is. Looking at it, who can tell me the kind of object we are looking at here? Mr. Tony, I know you have it in front of you. Can you tell me what kind of object we are looking at?
Is this string?
This is the data in front of you. What kind of data
It's a
is this?
list.
Who said
It's
it's
not
a
a
list?
list.
Okay, that's best man saying it's a list.
It's a list.
Okay. Who has a different opinion?
Oh, it's a list. It's a list. I've seen.
I also think it's a list.
Me too.
Click here, and another square bracket.
Internet. You know, living my intro class.
The concept, the basic concepts remain the same. You cannot forget them. The things we did in core.
Is it my network? I can't hear
Yeah.
properly.
Let's see how many elements are in ZF. It says there are 2 elements. Can we print the first element? Yeah, so according to this list, this part of the list is the first element. And it's true because you see a comma here. And we said a list has elements separated by what? Comma. So this is our first part of the list, right? So it's a data frame. Is this a data frame? Can we print the type of this, the type of ZF of 0? Can we see whether it's a list that contains a data frame? Yes, it's a list that contains a pandas data frame. So a list can hold anything. A list can hold a data frame. So, but let's look at the way the data appears on the website, right? This is the data that we have. The way we imported the data, it looks like this, but look at the way it appears on the website. Look, it looks very structured, right? So how can we get it to be looking like this on our own at our own end, right? Because we are only getting this, right? And so if I print the second position of that data frame, of that list, if I do df of position 1, sorry, if I run this, I get those numbers. So according to this data, when I import this data, I get this part as the first part as my first index, and then these numbers as my second index. So how do I bring them together? Okay, now let's see what we're gonna do here. So now there's a function called concat. But before we do concat, right? Let's see. I'm going to say df1 is equals to df is equal to df of 0. So I'm assigning the first part. And if I return df1, it's going to give me the first part, right? This part. And then I'm going to say df2 is equals to the second part, which is going to be df of 1, which is, and so if I return df2, it's going to give me it's going to give me this part where we have numbers. Now I can call my final df. Now final, let me use underscore df. Your mic is not muted, please mute yourself. Final df is equals to, now there is a function called there's a function called concat, and that's the function we're going to be using. And so now let me explain. So there's a function in Python called in pd.concat. And then what are we concating? We are concating this part, which is df1, and this part, which is df2. Okay. So, but can I do shift tab here? Let's open it. So that's it. So it takes an object. You see, it takes an object. And the object can be anything. It can be an iterable, it can be a series, it can be a data frame, it can be, you see, it takes, so, and we are passing it a data frame, right? You see, it can take a data frame. I'm showing you people these things because when you have a function and you don't know what that function can handle, you just do this and check it out yourself. Shift tab and it will tell you what the function can handle, right? So this pd.concat and it can handle a data frame. So we are, the question is, are we passing a data frame to it? The answer is yes, we are passing a data frame to it because this is a data frame and this is a data frame. I proved to you that this is a data frame by printing the type of df0 here, and you saw that it was a data frame. So the question of whether it's a data frame or not is not the case here. So you see, it takes, now there's another one, there's an option that says axis equals 0 and join string, blah, 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 blah. Let me just keep, there we have, I think we have a separate lesson only for concat. But for now, let me just go straight and explain what I want to do here. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm passing it an object, and this object should be a data frame. So I'm going to pass df1, df2. Okay. And after that, I'm going to pass axis. By default, axis is equals to 0, but I'll pass my axis equals to 1. I'll explain why. Okay, let me key this one. Now, if I see, I have two data frames like this. So this df1, and I have another data frame like this. This is df2, yeah. If I say axis is equals to 1, this is how, and then I'm concatenating. Concat means join, right? To concatenate means to join. If I'm concatenating, if I concatenate them with axis equals to 1, they are going to join like this. df1, df2. But if I concatenate with axis equal to 0, they are going to join like this. So this is going to be df1, df2. But this is not what we want, right? This is not what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. So let me clear all my drawings, and then I go ahead and execute the code. So if I return final data frame, so let's see what we get. Oh, pd.concat concat takes one positional argument, but two positional arguments. What did you do? Does it take a list? No, I don't take a list. Let me see. Yeah, takes a list. Yeah, it takes a list. Takes a list, yeah. So this, yeah, makes sense. So I'm going to pass my two data frames as a list, okay? And then let me run this again. Now, okay, now you see we got it right. We now have it the way we wanted it. So I pass my two data frames as a list, of course, ZF1 and ZF2. And then axis equals to 1. But let me do this as and then pass axis equals to 0 so that you see the result, which was the default, right? The default set axis was 0. So let me run this. See, look at what happens. You see, it puts this one, puts none, then comes out a few those values here. So it joins it from below and then puts none. Yeah, this is not what we want. We do not want axis equals to 0. I don't know why they even made it default. Doesn't make sense. But this is what we were looking for. So we finally scraped the data from the web. Is there any question?
Yes.
Yeah, what is the question?
This the PD CSV HTML rather applies only to web pages that has a tabular output. It should not doesn't go to the other ones that does not have it. So it works virtually on table on the web.
What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
I
Reading the data from
tried
the web. The
I
function we
tried
used
calling
was
it on the
the function
HTML.
we used was HTML. This was the function we used to read the data from the web, right? This is the
Okay, it
function.
must be a structured data.
Yeah, I mean, if you do it and if it's structured data, you get structured data. If it's unstructured data, it's going to give you unstructured data, right? If you know what HTML is, see, HTML is what people use to write text to a website. You understand?
Yes.
If you know what they use
I
to
tried
put
a
text,
different website. It didn't work.
yeah. You tried a different website and it did not work.
Yes.
It also depends on how that the data has been passed on that website, right? Was it passed as did they create the like is it how do I put it? They do those their things. I'm not a website developer, so but I know that definitely if you don't create it as an object, it's not going to be identified as an object. So you might try the website that has some sort of data that looks like an object, even if it's crazy form of data, right? And then you see how it will return. But it should be you should get some objects there, right? You know, we have to define an object with a value, right? And it doesn't matter the language, whether the website was created with Java or whatever. I don't think it matters. But this function should get you there. And if you have data that is in the form of an object, you can be able to read it. But I think if you tweak these parameters here too as well, you might also get some intuition as to some different things that you can do there. It has a lot. You might have encoding, you might also be doing that because you have some encoding issues. There are just a lot of things here that I've not played around with all of these. But I think if you play around with most of these, you'll be able to know why you were unable to pull that data. It can also be something like an encoding issue or you understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So just try to, if you can play around with the different, these different parameters, you might just jump on something that actually makes sense. But I've not been fortunate to play around with it because I hardly first of all do web scraping. I'm just showing you in case you find yourself getting to do this someday, please. This is the function you're going to use from Pandas. Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Pro.
Yes, Mr. Tony.
When you are done with Bestman, I can go. I don't know if you're done.
Yes. Please go ahead. I think Bestman is fine.
Okay. I think there is a Python library called Beautiful Soup for web
Beautiful
scraping.
what?
Soup
Mm-hmm.
for used for web scraping, especially for this kind of things. Used for so I don't know if you've come across it. So
No, I've not used it before.
okay, because there was one class or whatever I was in, and I think they first used that Beautiful Soup. They first called it
And
to
then
pull this thing HTML this kind of thing into this Jupyter. Then now use the method that you use now to
to
read
clean
the
it.
table, to read the table, then clean it. So I brought it
Okay.
up. I thought you knew of it. So yeah.
No. I hardly do web scraping. I just teach it, but because ideally, right, this will just be in rare circumstances where you have to go to the web and scrape data. Because as a data scientist, when you're working within an organization, they should have their data available. Either you have to collect the data, or you should have the data available already in a database somewhere where you just have to hook to and do the. Because web scraping, ideally, unless you are going deep into like maybe developer side, or you want to use Python for website development. Like I told you guys the other day, right? When we study core Python, after we study core Python, you can now take it from there and follow different directions. Go wherever you want to go to. But as far as data science and data analytics is concerned, in real life practice, right, in the market, I have never done web scraping. You understand? What I've done
Okay,
is
okay.
I've received data from flat files. I've connected to a ton of databases. I've received data from a data warehouse, but the data is always there. And I've had the opportunity to also have to do the data collection myself, not like went to the field. Like I developed the data collection tools, right? We were using another software called RedCap. It's used for clinical data collection. It's very secure kind of thing. So that you create this what do people call questionnaires within that software, and then you deploy it. If people have worked with these NGOs like Plan International, all of those things, they have all those kind of softwares. Like they have Kobo Collect, they have ODK, there's something called Red Rose kind of thing. I've worked with most of those things. So you just go in, create your data collection tools there, and then deploy them. The people that are doing the data collection in the different sites in the field, or whether they're in the hospitals or they are somewhere in the field, in the villages or whatever, they just collect the data and then sync the data back into your database. And then you just sit down here, connect to your database, pull the data from there, and you do your stuff. You understand? It's hardly, and then when you're working with e-commerce, right? For these people who are working with supermarket and things like that, what you have to do is that you will have their data. Like this case I've worked with, they have the data in the data warehouse, right? And the data in the data warehouse now will have the different I've forgotten the name. They are this small how do you call them again? Oh, the name just left my head. So the data is broken up into small sections, right? The name is just left my head. So here you have customer data, for example, sales data, for example. This will be sales. This will maybe production, production, and then here will be maybe marketing and things like that. You understand? The data will be in different, how do you call them now? Forgotten. In a data warehouse. So you can link
Is it
to this.
table?
No, that's not the table. The word just ran away from my head.
Database? No.
No, not the database. The word is please let me just pull it up. The sub unit. Oh, sorry, sub units of the data warehouse. Somebody is proposing something. It's on the chat. Mr. Eric. Let me share it again. Somebody's asking for the URL to the website again. I have it again. I'm sending it again in the chat where you just send the message. I sent it again. Oh, warehouse. What are the 4 components of a data warehouse? You have central database. The word is leaving my head. How do they call him now? What are the data warehouse units? Sorry for myself. Just talking about nonsense. Oish. At times,
Is it
your
data
head
lake?
gets broken. No. When you open a data warehouse, right? Like for example, look at this architecture here. This is a data warehouse. Yeah, this thing is not opening. They vex me. When you look at this architecture here, hold on. Sorry, this is extra knowledge. Just benefit from it. It's not Python again. Shit is not opening. I'm just looking for the word here so that it can just help my life. Okay, maths, data maths. They are broken up into data maths, right? Because when you have a data warehouse, right, like you look at this structure like this is an ETL process. You can use Python to do this job. This is one of the best things I've ever used Python for, to create an ETL pipeline. So what you are doing here is that you have data, you are collecting data from different sources. This is one source, this is another source, this is another source. So it's one application that's giving you this data. So you have the data into different databases. These are transactional, these are different databases. So what you do is that you write a Python code that stands here. That Python code pulls data from here, and from here, and then you transform that data. You can transform it by cleaning it, adding rows, columns, doing all sorts of things. And then at the end of the day, you have a clean Python, you have a clean data set that is clean and consistent, right? You can even take this data, for example, you can take a data frame from here, take another data frame from here, take another data frame from here, and then you concatenate them, right? You can now have 3 data frames like this, right? Something like this, or, depending on how you want data to look like, and then you clean it up. That Python code that you have here does the cleaning, because this data will definitely come with trash. It will come with unclean data. So you have to clean it, and then inconsistencies, you might need to do some scaling, you might need to create new columns, maybe aggregate columns, right? For example, if for the sales department, you can have cost, and then you have selling price, and then you might need to create a profit column, right? That's an aggregate column. You might need to create a profit column. So you have to take cost. I don't know, how do they do it? Is it this man minus this? Oh, no, it's the other way around. Selling price minus cost price, and then you create a column called profit. So you might have to do that, and then you create a new column. You can do anything. At the end of the day, now you are going to have one complete clean file, and then you load it into what we call a data warehouse. And once you are inside the data warehouse, you can now come here and hook now this data warehouse has different maths. So when you want to load this data, you can decide the customer data. You can decide to clean it individually and send the customer data here, and then the sales data into this mat. You can have another mat down here, right? That takes the marketing data. You can have as many mats that you want. And then you can come now and hook your Power BI here, or your R, or even your Python. You can hook it back here and then pull this data, because this time around, this data will be structured and clean. All you need to do is visualize the data. Most of the times you have things here like Power BI. This is what they use for business intelligence, right? If you have heard of business intelligence, this is what they do. So there are softwares out there that ideally have been developed to do things like this. But if you want to be able to have that possibility to be able to control your output as much as possible, it's always good to write your own Python file that does the transform, and then it loads it into a data warehouse, and then you can connect back here with Power BI or Excel or whatsoever. You just link. If you have used Power BI, you see that there's a possibility to link. You just take your Power BI and link to a data warehouse, and then you pull the data from there and put it up in form of tables, charts, and whatsoever. And this pipeline is just going to be there. Anytime data is coming in, it's just cleaning and sending it to this warehouse automatically. And you don't have to do anything there. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Trust me.
Prof, is this not data engineering?
It's some sort of data engineering. That's why I told you that when you finish this course, there are certain tasks of data engineering that you can do, right?
Okay.
You can do. This is beautiful because the main thing in this pipeline is this ETL process here. This is called extraction, transform, and load, right? And you know, the extraction here is you sourcing the data. For example, this can be my SQL databases because it's a relational database, right? Transactional databases are relational databases. And MySQL is one of those kind of databases. So this can be MySQL databases, one for sales, one for blah, 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 blah. So you just connect to them and then transform the data, load it to a data warehouse. The advantage of having your data in a data warehouse is that you cannot, people cannot go in and delete that data. And they cannot go in and change the values for that data. So it maintains data integrity. You understand? And it can carry as much data, tons of data for people use it to store data that they have had for years and can carry tons of data. And it has structured, clean data. And so once you just put your data visualization tool out here, you pull that data. As you are shooting the data into tables, everything is just going. You don't need any cleaning. You don't write any queries. You don't have to do any don't have to do anything with Power Query or anything like that, right? Data is just going, everything is just going sweet. So these are things that people do. The people pay you a lot to do things like this. You can do it and then they pay you and you leave after you set up the
So are you
pipeline.
going to teach us this, Prof?
Pardon?
Are we going to learn this?
No.
as well?
This is you've already learned Python, so you can be able to do that. I'll show you how to connect to a database, right? Okay. Like the next thing I'm going to show you. Okay, can I pull back that thing? I think I closed it. Even after, okay. Was it the one that I opened? Let me just open anyway. Doesn't matter, right? Okay, this is the ETL process, right? So after I teach you, so I've already taught you people Python such that you can be able to do this work here because you can write a Python code now that transforms data. Since we are yet to finish it because we can use pandas, you can create columns, all of that. We are yet to do all of that. But at least for now, you understand what is going to be happening here. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to use this code that you have written here and link it to pick data from here, right? Pick data from here. That's the next thing I'm going to be showing you guys. For example, assuming this source was a flat file, because this can be anything, assuming this was a CSV file, and then this one was an Excel file, and then this one was a JSON file, for example, you can connect to them directly. And this one was a CSV file, right? And then by now you should know how to link to these files directly, which is possible because the sources for an ETL pipeline can be anything, because the idea is that you take the data from multiple sources and then you concatenate the data into one clean, consistent source, and then you load it into a warehouse. So that people who are doing the business analysts can just link, they can just come and stand in front here, put their R or whatever they are using, whether it's Python or Excel or Power BI, and then they just draw that data and they use it to analyze and do business intelligence. And but for now, you already know what is happening here. I'm going to show you how to connect. If it was a CSV file, now you can connect. If it was an Excel file, now you can connect. If it's a JSON file, I'm going to show you. If it's a database, I'm going to show you how to connect to a database too as well. And so there's nothing there. So there's nothing, it's not like I have to teach you explicitly. You're already learning the whole thing, right? Yeah, Mr. Tony.
Nice. If we do this one, I'm a data engineer, I don't finish now, which is an added advantage.
You just need to practice this thing. I've told you this thing, if you can talk to a computer, you can do you just feel like nothing is impossible. I'm serious. Okay, let's do something else. Oh, where are we? Oof. So we've done. Should we do some more examples, or I should let you people do this one? So let's just read this ES6 file, and then I'll leave it up to you people as and let me see what, I don't even know what was there. Oh, no. This one I have to show you people. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Let me show you people this one. Okay. My people, please, Madam Constance, you have to read this ES6 file, okay? Let me pull this thing up. There's a file called ES6. All of you should read it, and then we're going to see something new. I didn't even know I added this part in this. I give you people very detailed stuff here. I didn't know I did all of this. Anyways, let me just show you. There's this file called ES6. Where is that file? EX6, this one. It's a big file because for the purpose for what I want to do is big. So please, you all should read it in. So I'm gonna call it my DF is equals to the read. What is it? Was it a CSV file? I think so. And then pass my raw string, and I'm gonna paste this here, and then I return
There's
DF.
EF6 that is updated and another EF6.
Oh no, just read the direct one. I beg, the updated one. Maybe I did some funny things with it, but
Okay.
just read the ES6, this one, not the updated one, please. I use this data set to also teach some other funny people too as well. So this one is just 1 kilobyte, right? So it cannot be this one. I'm sure this one is an exported set of data. Okay.
So
Did you?
this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, and key as column names. The
Yes,
ESC.
yes, yes.
Okay, we are there. Yeah.
That's the data file. But that's not the thing I want to show you people. Can you do the shape of the data, please? Can you just run the shape of the data? And let's see how many. You see, it has how many records? 10,000 records, right? Is that what you have?
Yeah.
It has
10,000.
10,000 records.
Yeah, five
Okay.
columns.
Now, but how many can you see on your screen? Look at the data frame that you imported. Can you see all the 10,000?
No, just the first 5, and I think the last 5.
Okay. And then there's something in the middle. It's called an ellipse. An ellipsis. It's called an ellipsis, right? You see this thing in the middle here. You see that? It's telling you that whenever you see this thing, it's telling you that you have more data, but Python cannot display all of that data. Should be clear. When you see this thing like this, they are called ellipses. It means your data, there's more data, but all cannot be displayed. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. But then there is a possibility. You can also have it at the level of your columns, because if you have a lot of columns, like you have the first, and then you have your ellipses like this, and then you get last 5, things like that. It can be anywhere. So let's see. Let's try and see. Let's see where Python stops. Let's see how many rows Python can display at once. So can we do df from, can we do the first the first 100 rows? Yeah. No, let's do the first, let's start with the first 40 rows, for example. So let me just do 40, right? Let me see. Oh, it displays all the 40. So let me go up to 50. I should go up to, I'm going away. I'm displaying the first 40. It's let's go up to the first. Can I do the first 50? Let me do 50 and see. I don't know the limit though. It still displays all the 50. Okay, let me do.
Done
Let me do
100 does not display all.
You have done 100 and it does not display all. So let me do 60 now and see. 60. 60 still displays all. Let me do 70. Let me do 70. Okay. 70. It did not display all. So the difference now should the limit should be between 70 and 60, right? Is that okay? So now let me see. I want to do 61. I want to do 61 because 60 showed all, but then let's see whether 61 will show all. Or you see 61 will not show all. So it shows that the maximum number of rows that Python can display or columns will be 60. You understand? By default, though. Should be clear, you know, clear.
Please come
Be
again.
clear.
I didn't get.
When we did 60, where is 60? When you see when I did 60 rows, it showed everything. Right? All the 60 rows are here.
They're
Right?
just splicing. It's just
Yeah,
splicing.
just slides, right? I was just trying to look at the maximum number of rows that Python can display at once. You understand? I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to see the maximum number of rows that Python can display at once. I'm not doing anything. So I picked the first 60 rows. I started by picking the first 40, went up to 50, went up to 60. Like when I picked the first 60 rows, it showed everything. But when I picked the first 61, the moment I added one row, it truncated, it added ellipses, meaning that Python can display a maximum of what? 60 rows at once, or 60 columns. Anything above that, it will truncate it. It will, yeah, it's called truncate. It will do ellipses. It will add ellipses. But there's a way you can force Python to show you all the data. You understand? There's a way you can force Python and say, you know, I don't want you. Let me see. I even included it here that it was up to 60. So let me do. So this is the function. If I run this function, I'll tell Python. See display.set rows. Now remember, me, I'm doing rows because I'm talking about rows. If there were columns, in the place of this one will be set max columns, not rows. I'm talking about, because here we are looking at rows. So, and I told you it can also happen for columns. You can also have a lot of columns. Your columns can go more than 60. And so you also have ellipses. So don't be looking at me as if, what is this prof saying? So if I, where am I? If I run this, right, and I run the F again, see, it has shown me all those 10,000 records. You see it? And it took a lot of time to execute. Now my computer is making yobby because it's too much, right? So you can run this function, set max rows, display dot max rows. If you want columns, put max column. I'm saying this so that you don't forget. And then the function is set option, pd.set option, and then you set the value to none. That's all. I don't want this, so I'm going to comment it out. I don't want, it's too long. Should be clear or you know clear? Do you have any
Clear.
worries? Okay. Let's continue. Oh, let's see if we can read from a JSON file. Yep, this is something you see a lot for semi-structured data. Trust me, you're gonna see JSON files a lot. Hear this from me. I know it, I know good. Semi-structured data is one of the highest form of data that you see. Let me see if I have a JSON file, and then I have to explain what the JSON file looks like.
Sorry,
Well,
sorry, sir. This third option is on the pandas data frame.
yes.
Or is on the file you
PD,
imported. Because I
PD,
went out of
PD, PD,
network.
PD dot set option, PD. That means it's in pandas.
Then this display max is I see is a string. That should be that way.
Yes. It's a string. Let
How
me
did
do
you
shift
get
tab.
it? I tried.
Let me see.
Let's do it now.
It's using this thing. Say keyword or what is keyword or what does that mean? I don't know what that means. But let me show you let me explain. But regex which should match a single option. So you can do you can use a regex. Stands for regular expressions. I don't know what I don't know if we'll be able to have a class to look at regular expressions. I'm looking for the value as an object, new value option. I'm looking for that thing called keyword. Where's that thing now? Did I pass it somewhere? Ways, returns, options. Set option. This one is the. Let me look at the definition of PAT. How they define PAT. PAT is a string, right? Are you seeing best man? PAT is a
Yes,
string.
bro. It's a
Yeah,
string.
and so it takes a string. And so if you want the string, whatever string it is, like I'm saying, if you want it to set the maximum, it can also be an irregular expression. You know, a regular expression, you pass them as strings, right?
Yeah.
So it can also be a
Okay.
regular expression. I mean, for those who know what the regular expression is, regular expression. Let me
So
not,
it's the regular expression that is the keyword,
let me not say.
non-argument.
Yeah, so it can be a string. And so in the case of rows, right, the string is going to be this one. Where is the thing now? If you want if you're in the case of rows, this is going to be the string. If it's in the case of columns, the string here is going to be, instead of rows, you are going to have columns. That's what I'm saying. And then it takes another parameter called where in the value. So you can set the maximum. Here I want none because I don't want it to set the maximum options to anything. That's why I have none. But if I want it to set the maximum option to maybe 100, then I pass 100 there and I can only see up to 100 rows. If I set it to 10,000, I'll see all the 10,000 rows. But if I set it to none, that means no matter how much data I import, all is going to display. I don't know if it is clear.
Okay.
Is that clear?
It's clear.
Please always learn to use Shift Tab for your functions. Even me, I do it all the time because there are times that I don't even remember all the arguments that the function has. And at times, a particular function will have certain arguments that I did not know. And when I want to look at it, I'll be like, oh, you were here. And then it just helps me solve my problem, right? And again, you can see a function, but you don't know how to use that function, right? What kind of arguments does that function take? You know, the parameters and the kind of arguments that those parameters take. So you have to this more
So is
documentation.
it a universal function?
Pardon. It's within the pandas package. When you say universal, I don't know what you mean by universal, but
everything after they're going to be.
pardon. I didn't hear you.
The data frame is still limited to the screen, the limited size.
Did you pass this? Do you have display.maths_rows or as your string? Did you run this and then set the value to none?
1,000
It takes two
arguments.
You used?
I used 100.
You use 100.
Yes, 100.
And then then display the first 100 rows and see what you have. Remember, if you're displaying
How do I call that? I have to okay. In that case, I think I have to go call the data frame again under it.
I mean, it's simple, right? If I set this value to 100, I can only see up to 100 rows, right? Let me show you. If I change this thing here to an integer, which is 100,
okay,
right?
it's working. I think it's working. It's working,
if I run this and I do df of and I do the first 100 rows, they should all display now. But if I do, the moment I add even 1 to it, if I do 101, oh shit, man. If I do 101, it will put an ellipse because I only said 100, right? So can we continue? Is it all clear? It is clear.
It is.
It's clear, sir.
Okay, let's see something else. Did I say reading from a JSON file?
Yeah.
I copied that thing and then I thought I copied that thing somewhere. I'm sure I pasted it and then I overwrite it, and now I'm going to look for it again. I'm going through all this stress because I want all your work to be confined, so that if I share these workbooks with you people, when you take one notebook, sorry, you should be able to see everything that you need in it and not have to go and look for another one again. For that reason, you people are making me to suffer now. I have to be scrolling up and down. Yeah.
Prof, I want to ask.
Yes.
This whole classes, the whole session, the videos, I just want to confirm, they are placed in our login something now, but I mean the platform. Even this 5, that's where
No.
they are placed.
I am the one responsible for sharing this file. They only share the recordings. If you need this, I've been lazy to upload these files, but I have them. I can upload them when I have the time to do that, but I'm lazy to. But I'll upload them on a Google Drive, and I'll give you all access to it. It's not, you don't have to have them on the LMS. They were saying they would develop it like that, but I don't know if they have done that. I didn't follow up with that, but what I do with the other students is that I upload it to a Google Drive, and then I give them access to the Google Drive, and then they can go and look at it. Is that okay?
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Let me explain a JSON file. I am doing this one because it's important. You people will see JSON files. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you will see it. Even if you don't like it, you'll still see it. Now, because I just put it here now, a lot of people are now running away. I'll take it away from here. But I want to show you, I would like to show you even on my VS Code here, because it is cleaner. And you people can see it. People can see it clear.
JavaScript object notation.
Yeah. Okay, now.
Dictionary now.
Yeah, it's dictionary. Thank you, Mr. Tony, that you now can see that it's
So we
dictionary.
cannot run away. We cannot run away, Prof.
You can never run away from the basics, so you cannot. You cannot. But then this dictionary has some things. Now, I'll try my best to explain it, and then I'll go and try and then I'll try to create some other items, right? I'll try to create so that you can see. Now, the idea here is that I'm creating a data set that contains students and their student details. Okay, I can call it student details. Now, you people have to be very critical at what we do here, because when we show you something, if you forget it, it's up to you. Look at, I told you a list can take anything. A list can take anything. A list can collect anything. So this is just basically a list of dictionaries, like Mr. Tony was pointing out. And I know I showed people the concept of nested dictionary, like a dictionary within a dictionary. Me, I know that I did. So look at it. This is my variable, right? So, but unfortunately here, you don't write the variable by saying equals to when you are creating it. So, but everything now remains the same. This is my open bracket for the list, right? You know, let me, wait, which color am I using now? Wait, let me see the color of my, hello, it's red. Are people seeing red? Are you seeing the red? Is this red visible? Okay.
Yes.
Let me pull this thing up. Well, I'm going to explain. Now, see, when you look at now, this is our first, the open bracket for the list, right? And if I come down here, you see this is the, why am I having some extra listing here? This is the last bracket. I just feel like I have one crazy, oh yeah, this is my dictionary. It opens up. So when you want to start your JSON file, you open a dictionary, you open and close, you open these parentheses and close, and then inside here now and then you have the key. The main key is going to be students, and then it takes a list, and this list now takes a dictionary, and a dictionary is key value pair, name, age, all of these things that will show me people skills. And you see skills, they are many, so it takes as a list, right? And the values in a dictionary are mutable, but the keys cannot be mutable. So yes, you understand. Okay. So this is the concept of a nested list, right? A nested dictionary, a dictionary within a dictionary, because address is a key and it takes street, and this is the concept of nested dictionary. And it's some sort of hierarchical something. And the reason why I wanted you to see is because Visual Studio Code does a very good job with this thing. You see, the first hierarchy here has a corresponding clause. The second one has a corresponding clause, and they even try to give them different colors. So this is the JSON file. I will not go details into it, but let me just see. So these are my these are my students. Let me just create another student, right? Best man, do you accept to be one of my students?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So
you very much.
you're going to be one of my students. So now I'm going to create the text. How many students do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to create a fit student. So look at where I'm going to start from. You see, I'm going to create another student here. And the moment I do, I open my listing, I close it, I go up, and then so name, what's going to be the name? So here I'm going to have a string, a list to a string, right? And it's going to be name, right? And then the value, what's going to be the value? Best man. Hey, nobody even knows that best man is somebody's name now. So I'm going to separate it with a comma, right? I'm going to go down to the next thing. What are the values? So we have age, right? So best man looks to me like you are 40 years. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say, but let's just give you 40 years for now. Don't be happy that I'm adding your age. Okay, so the next thing we are looking at is student, I don't know, where did I come from with IS? This Indian stuff, I'll just copy it. This is called, what do people call matricle number? Why is it not working? Why is it showing error? Oh, sorry. It's reading an error. Where is it showing me an error? Okay, because I did not put a comma here. People are also looking at me and I'm going crazy. And I'm wondering what is happening. So what can we give here? True, right? It's just going to be true, right? True. Yeah, where I put my true. That or will not. So, best man, can you tell us your skills?
Machine learning.
Okay.
Oh boy. Now, wow.
Can I get another skill? C++? What?
Python.
Okay, let me get another
Statistics
one.
and probability statistics.
Let me just call it stats, okay? Stats. How many are we supposed to put? Let's just leave 3. Is that okay? So
Okay.
I'm going to create another skill I'm going to create another variable. Oh, sorry, there was supposed to be a comma here, because if I don't, I'm going to just mess up my life. So what the next thing we're going to do is your address. So this is going to be, should I not put a comma over there? Okay, your address, which is what we're going to be looking at. And so now it's going to be a list of lists, right? Oh yeah. Are people seeing what I'm doing? So let's start with your, it starts with your city. So what can we get a value? Lagos, Abuja, Lagos, right?
Bro, the way you call this Abuja is as if you've been coming to Abuja. Oh. The way you just called it, even the Lagos.
It's Lagos. So the next thing is going to be your street. I don't know. What? Somebody can give me the name of your street. Warri. How do you spell it? Is it like this?
WARRI. Whiskey
W
Alpha.
W
Whiskey
A
Alpha
R
Romeo. Ah, yeah.
So I'm gonna have a comma here, and then the next one is going to be your zip code. Do people use zip codes in Nigeria?
Yeah.
So I can still
50
take this 50
501.
501. Abi. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I decide to take it as a string. Makes my life easy, right?
Why string?
It makes my life easy.
Can't you go as integer? Okay.
It can be an integer if you like to, but I want to take it as a string since I'm never going to do mathematical operations on it. So why am I taking it as an integer? In real life, in the sense of understanding, this is naturally supposed to be what? Why did this thing mark this thing as if it was not, it doesn't have a close? Oh yeah, there was supposed to be shit. There was supposed to be a comma here. Okay, I think we're good, right? Okay, now I can save this. So you see, I've added another student, right? So if you want to add another student, you follow the same line. So I just did this so that you see the pattern, how you create these things, right? Yep. I think we are good. So let me Control S. I can save this, Control S. Okay. Okay, now let's read the file. This is the file. Oh, can I just, let me just shut down my, I don't want to read it, but it should read, it shouldn't say if it's open. Okay, let me come. So I'm gonna call it data is equals to, so the function is JSON.load. Okay, that's the function. And it's fortunately we're not using pandas here. So it's wait, are you sure I need to import JSON? Let me be sure JSON is in my, I'm sure, is it an inbuilt function? I don't know, let me check. Then within JSON, you use the function called open, and then you pass the path of your file. So the path of my file is, I have to pick it from here and I copy this as path. Okay. The same concept applies. So I'm going to do my raw string, which is going to be R, and I'm going to paste this here, and then I'm going to call data, right? And then I run this. Oh, something is wrong. JSON is not defined, so I have to import it. I thought as much. So I have to import, shit, import JSON. Okay, now I can run it. Now works. Okay, do I have logos? Okay, now you see now. Huh? You people have this thing now. You might not have logos, but you can have all this. So please, can you read it? Read your own file. You have the file. It's in the data set that I shared with you. You might not have had the added one that I've added now, but read the other one. That's the most important part of it. Where is it? It's called example.json. Still under examples. It's called example.json. So read this file. This one. So make sure you import JSON. But if you don't import JSON, you will not have it. JSON is a module. And I'm taking my time to explain this one because whether you like it or you don't like it, you will one day see. Please, the first person who reads it, and we're going to go along because we are almost running. Time is already holding us on our leg, and we have to finish this JSON file before. So that when we come, when we come in our next class, we should be able to complete this part of pandas. We should be able to connect to an API and then MySQL database, and then we should be able to write files. We should be able to complete this in our next class. And then we do some pre-cleaning, and then that should be it for pandas. We go into visualizations. Who has loaded the file successfully? Is it Bestman, Madame Constance, Mr. Tony, Dr. Kifa? Who?
Still looking for the file.
It's there. It's there. Just scroll down. Just scroll down. It's there.
Okay, I've loaded it.
You've loaded the data, Mr. Tony.
Yes.
Everybody will follow. So now let's see the type of data. I want to see the type of my data. I don't know what type of data. What type of data? Oh, it says it's a dictionary. Okay. So can we see the values? Data dot no keys. Let me do the keys first. I want to see the keys so that student. Oh. Oh, okay, it makes some sense to me. Yeah. Student is a dictionary and the input is a dictionary. I want to do something. Okay, student is a dictionary. So now I want to write this data into a data frame. You understand what I'm saying, guys? I want to write this data into a data frame, but I'm having an issue here because if I write it to a data frame, this is just going to be my heading, which is going to be crazy, right? Let's, so can I do data dot values? Yeah, let's see the values. Oh, yeah. The value is this is a list. It's reading it as a list. Let me see how it reads it as a list. Let me see the list. Can I get the length? Can I get okay, let me this is where let me can I call this data two? So that Mr. Tony does not come after my life and say that I don't change variable names. Yeah. Let me call this data two, right? Okay. So now can we get the type of data two? I want to know the type of data two. Can I just ask can I get the type of data two? Yeah, type data two, yeah. Yeah, type of data two. Let's see the type of data two, and then we know the kind of data that we are dealing with. It says it's a dictionary values. Dictionary values. Can I just say, this is how you do this thing. Can I create a data frame and say it's equals to, let me just try and see my result, okay? Though nobody should, PD, it's called PD dot data. This is how you write it. It must be uppercase D, uppercase F. So don't come and ask me that, prof. Why did you write it like that? That's the syntax. Can I return DF and see what it looks like? Ooh, it looks crazy, right? Doesn't make sense, right? Fucking crazy. Doesn't make sense. Let me try DF of DF equals to let me do this just for data directly. PD dot data frame, right? We just do this directly on our data. When I say on our data, I mean this guy. Let's do it on this original one and see what we get. Let's see something. No, it's good so that I also show you people what's gonna happen if I just write this thing and then I return the F now. But what's wrong with you? Oh, see. You see, if I did this and then I return DF, it automatically gave me, it used the student, which was my key. You remember when I checked the key here, it was just student, right? And then when I did the values, it became so the values became my data and then the key became my heading, right? So now the question is, how do we now pick, because wait, is my Jupyter? Yes, it's the on. So my idea is that, see guys, I want to have only this guy. I want only this one. I want only this. I want only these people like this, because I just want to create a data frame. Because if my keys are going to be the column headings, then I definitely want all of these to be my column headings, right? Are you people feeling me? So I don't want some messy stuff. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and play around. If we solve this problem, then we are good to close for today. Okay, now we just come do now a lot of ideas are coming through my head. Because if I look through this, I only pick the keys, right? Okay, can I convert these values to, can I just say df3? Let me just try something. Okay, don't bear it with me. Dictionary of, let me call it the F2. I'm just trying to, you people should not come out. Don't, if you come and follow me here, you're on your own. Oh shit. It's crazy stuff. Nope. So this is what I'm going to do, right? Somebody should help me think now. You people are not helping me think. Let's come back to the original data frame and the original thing and see. If I want just this, this becomes a list. And this becomes a list of dictionaries. Okay. Okay. What I can do is this returns a list. The value of this is a list. And that list has a dictionary. And even if I were supposed to pick this thing as a list and wrap it up,
I want to ask,
yep.
these students, that's the first variable. You know, it started with a dictionary like Polly Braces.
Yeah.
That's what
This
it's
is
called.
a dictionary, of course. This is a dictionary.
Where is the sister now? So that means it should be a key. Where is the value?
This
I
is
don't
the
know if you
value.
understand.
This is the key. This is the value. All of this is the value.
All of this. I see.
And this is the key. But now it's some sort of a nested dictionary because all of this is a value because it's a list, right? The value is a list. Are you following? The value
Yes.
is a list, right? And so now it's a list of dictionaries, right? So the thing is that if I convert this list of dictionaries into, let me rerun this thing. If I convert this to a list, it's already a list, but even though it's already a list, but let me just try this, okay? I just want to have it as a list. Now it becomes a list of lists, right? And if I ask what is the length of, let's see, data 2, I get it's of length 1. So it has just one value. So if I do, it has just one value. Now, if I convert data 2 to a dictionary, it gives me one weird value. It's giving me, let me see, data dot items. Data dot items, yeah, it's a dictionary. If I run this, let me return this as a list. And I see this. Oh shit. It's not, it's a function. Is it item or items? So this returns students. The funniest thing is this key part, which I can just kill it over there. But it's not going to make sense if I kill it. But the question is, if you have your own data like that, how do you fix it? How do I extract if I look through this list, what is going to be the individual values in this list? Okay, let me see. Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's bring data. Okay, let me see. Data, right? This is our data. This data. So if I look, so if I see, so if I say, right? Yeah, you should pick a dictionary. If I please say for I in data, let me try data the values first, and then I see values. If I run this, right, and then I print, if I print I, what are we going to get? Let's see what we get.
The value is not correct.
Data the sorry, values, no. So if I print this, we get why does we return I as a list? Why does it return I as? Okay, let me print, instead of printing I want to print the type of I. Okay. It says I is a list. Okay. Okay, if I is a list means I can still iterate over I. So if I say for X in I, right? Because I is a list, I can print. If I print X now, what do I get? Okay. I get this. If I print the type of X, what do I get? Do I get a dictionary? Dictionary. Okay. So what if I instead, okay. Yeah. Undo. Oh, sorry. So instead of printing the type of X, now if I do this, if I don't hold this into something, it will just write the last one. Because if I say, if I just say, for example, Y, or if I say df1, for example, is equals to pd.data frame of X, right? Oh, why is everything? Who understands what I'm saying?
I was out of network. I missed most of the part. Sorry.
See, let me show you something. There's a quicker way to do it if I just come and restructure, if I just come and change this data, right? And I just have a one-dimensional dictionary, right? The values of this is a list, and if I look through this list, it gives me a dictionary.
Yes,
Okay,
because element of the list is the dictionary.
Yeah, the elements of the list are a dictionary, and I can convert this dictionary to a data frame, and it's going to be a clean data frame, right? Let me show you people something. Let me show you something. So this is my data. Did I look through somewhere? So if I say for let me look through, and No, 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 no.
And
Let me
Prof,
do it.
you can't unpack the dictionaries, correct?
Mhm.
And maybe look through it again.
I don't want to look through it because it doesn't make sense to look through it, right? If you look through it, it doesn't make sense. So if you do df of values, this returns the values, right? And then this returns the values in the form of a list, and you pick position 0, it should return. Okay, let's see what this gives us. Oh shit. This is a list. Number array is not callable, but this is a list. But this is supposed to be a list, right? Okay, no, 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 no. It's data, not df. Data dot values. What did I do over here? Maybe I mixed something. Data dot values. And if I take position 0, this should give me dictionary value object is not callable. Why are you calling it a dictionary value object? If I run this, it gives me a list. Okay, since it's a dictionary value, but I want this as a list, right? I want this as a list. And then I want position 0. Will you give me this now? Okay, now position 0 still comes as a list. So can I put this df2, for example, is equals to this, and if I return df2 now, let's see, df2 equals to, okay, now this gives me this. Now if I pick, this gives me this. If I ask what's the length of df, the length of df2, length of, because this is a list of df2, it gives me 5 elements. Okay, now it gives me 5 elements. It makes a lot of sense now. So now look at something now. See, if I write each element to a data frame, look at what's going to happen. For example, let me write this element to a data frame, this first element here to a data frame. Where does it end? It ends here. Let me write it to a data frame so that you see. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, let me say, data frame, for example, is equals to, I'm going to say PD dot, so this time around, I'm going to write data frame this way. And then this, what I'm going to use as my data frame is going to be my df2 position, but because it's a list, if I take position number 0, I think pick the first one. Yeah. And if I return data frame, see what I'm going to have. This better works. What the fuck? Mixing dictionary with non-series may lead to ambiguous ordering. Why is it saying it's leading to ambiguous ordering? Why is it leading it to an ambiguous ordering?
So, Prof, what are you trying to do? I missed it. What's the essence of
Let
this?
me manually do it, and then I'll figure out a way to do it. Let me say students. Let me manually do it, right? And show you what I'm talking about. Student is equals to, look. Let me manually do it. Do I have, does this one actually end? So let me wait, let me see this one. I feel like these things are not complete. Let me just see, let me verify. So this is the dictionary, right?
Yeah,
Then
me
blah, blah, blah.
too. I feel like it's not complete.
Yeah. So what is going to happen is this one, this goes with this, yeah. So if it wasn't supposed to go with that, so I'm going to kill it here. I'm going to kill it here, right? Yep. And if I kill it there, I kill this one here, right? Yep. And then just wait. I want to show you people what I was trying to do, but there is a small something that is not. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. So you are not supposed to be there, and you are not supposed to be there. You are not supposed to be there, and then you are not supposed to be there, and then you are not supposed to be there, and then we get and close on one here. Oh, great now. Okay. If I return student, well, how do I call it? Student. Okay, if I return student, now look at what I have. Oh, it gives me how many? It gives me just the last one. It should give me all now. Is it giving me only the last one? Where is? What about you? Well, you match right over here. Okay, you know what? Let me just kill out city and address for some reason. Just for now, just to make this simple for me. So that doesn't confuse me with a lot of these subsets. I'm going to figure out a way to do this thing, okay? But it should be possible. It's just that now my head is already tired now. I don't think my head is reasoning again. Let me just kill this one. Yep. Have I killed all? Okay. Even though this thing is just gonna mess up my whole data. Oh, I'm tired already.
Prof, don't you think we should call it today?
Yeah,
Then
let's
probably when we come back.
let me figure it out. I'm already tired because what I'm doing here is, trust me, my brain is not reasoning it. So my idea was to write this data to a data frame so that we can have something like this. So I wanted to have an end product like this, where we have name, and then we have all the John Does here, then I student, then the address here, and then the what again, skills, all of that. I wanted to write all of this with data frame like this, but I'm tired already. Trust me, fucking terrible already. So let's do this in our next class, and then we look at the next thing. I'm already tired. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's keep it like that for today. And then we're gonna continue from our next class. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.